I don't like web scraping, which is funny because I built a business around it. If you work in retail data analytics, run an e-commerce site or a comparison site, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's tedious. It requires you to make a new web scraper for every website, and every time someone changes a single class in their website, or worse, uses obfuscation, you need to rewrite the class finders. That means you got to build alarm systems, track failures, and react. Usually on a Sunday evening when everyone's shit changes go live. Which is why back in 2023, I spent months staring into the abyss to develop a new, more generic method for online product data extraction. I call it Key Variable Component Isolation, or KVCI. Creative, I know. Without going into too much detail, KVCI is a process that isolates components of data, then contextually links those components together to form a super component, which ends up being data referring to an individual product. That data can then be refined and structured into SQL rows, completely bypassing the usual CSS selector or XPath search logic used by standard HTML extraction techniques like soup.findAll or Selenium's driver.findElements. What this means for us here at MyQuants? Well, by using an already pretty dynamic web crawling algo and slapping this new KVCI analyzer to every page it searches, we ended up with the ability to extract structured data of nearly all visible products from e-commerce sites using just a URL, without having to write a single line of extra code. I cannot describe to you how happy I was when I found out the concept worked. Upon its first full-scale test, after a few months of build and testing pages at a small scale, it successfully scraped around 80% of the websites we usually track. The remaining 20% that failed due to technical bugs or flaws in the algorithm that could be patched out. And after those fixes were implemented, the success rate of KVCI on its second test was 98%. 144 of 146 websites we tracked at the time succeeded. The two failures were because they weren't actually displaying product data. It was more of a product showcase, meaning that realistically, we got a 100% success rate for product data extraction. Now, I'm not saying these extractions were perfect. Sometimes it returned false positives. Sometimes it returned incorrect descriptions or the wrong header price. But the most important finding of this was that even though it displayed the wrong price or description, during the process, all of the required data was still extracted, meaning the displayed elements were just prioritized incorrectly. So for example, it prioritized the individual price, not the promotion price, or the price per M, not the price of the item, which means that the only work needed was some post-processing on the raw data extract. What was even more exciting to me was the fact that I could apply this same code to real estate sites, like Rightmove, On the Market, Zoopla, etc. I'll make another video about it, but I was able to collect pretty much every house on sale in the UK over the period of 3 months. I'll put my findings into another video, but you'd be shocked at just how much house prices are actually falling. Anyway, in conclusion, this reduced our web scraping workload to almost nothing, allowing us to massively reduce our price and genuinely compete with larger companies. Our little operation here became massively competitive. For example, one of our cheapest competitors charges £120 per month for 2,000 URLs up to 10 competitors. We could offer an equivalent service way less, but that doesn't leverage the sheer scale of what KVCI can do. As of November 2025, we charge £89 per month for 10 full competitors. That's roughly 500,000 URLs and 20,000 user-uploaded products to match. Fully customizable, the user can add or remove their own websites. And 9 times out of 10, it's loaded automatically the next day. This level of data almost always falls under bespoke enterprise. Of the guys we got quotes from, the cheapest was £399 per month, and the most expensive was £1,200 per month. If you want to make use of this new tech, save money, and support a small UK business in a competitive international space, go to myquants.co.uk. Big love.